Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2018 Springdale SS or Summerland Series 2660 RL. This is a rear living floor plan with a big rear picture window and a super slide helping to open up the main living space as well as the kitchen. We'll start off right back here though. Again, this is a rear living as I mentioned, and right in the back you have two recliners. So this will let you kick back and relax. In order to operate the recliner, what you do is you actually sit here. If you kind of put your hands on the armrests, it'll allow you to just push back a little bit. And when you push back, the legs will come up. And that's really all you have to do to operate them. Put it right back down just like so. But this gives you a spot again to be able to relax and put your feet up. Right in between the two, you have a end table there. So that way if you have any beverages, you can set them down, or if you have a tablet or something, you can put it there, maybe some reading material, magazines. Right underneath that is your fuse panel. So if ever you have to check your fuses or your breakers, that is where that will be located. And you have electrical outlets behind the chair. So if you need to, again, plug in those electronics, you have the capability to do that. Huge rear picture window here, folks. If you really have a beautiful view out the back of your RV and you want to enjoy it, this will allow you to do that. LED light right up top here, and you also have storage going all the way across the top. I want to show you this right over here in the kitchen. If you take a look, as soon as you walk in, you see you have this storage area right here. Now, you can put a trash can in there if you want. I personally would probably use it for shoes because I hate having shoes litter up the walkway, but you know, again, either way, it is a big space there. You also have two large drawers, so if you have some bigger items, and maybe some of your cooking size pots and pans, or RV size pots and pans, those can fit in there too. Your kitchen here, you'll see you do have a little bit of prep space right here on the edge. Majority of it, however, is your sink as well as your cooktop, but your cooktop does have a cover there, so you're able to utilize that as prep space too. A lot of people don't like a single basin sink. I honestly don't mind it just because I think it's easier to wash dishes. Well, yes, you don't necessarily have a rinse basin. You can obviously just rinse it off in the water. I like them though because you can put bigger pots and pans down in there. You'll also see you have two electrical outlets here in the kitchen, so if you need to plug anything in, that's not an issue. Window right there for natural light, LED light for light at night. Right back here is your water heater control. Notice how it does run off both gas and electric. You can turn both those on at the same time for faster recovery. Your tank monitoring panel is right there with your water pump. So as I mentioned, your cooktop right here has the glass cover on it. This does fold up and back just like so, which is great because it kind of doubles as a backsplash too, and that will reveal your 3 burners. Right underneath is your oven, so if you want to do some baking, this will allow you to do it. And then underneath the sink, you have storage here. This is probably where I'd put my trash can, but again, you know, you can make use of this space however you desire. And then you have a drawer right here, which is perfect for your flatware, a cubby hole cut out right underneath. Moving up top, we'll start over here. You have good storage space there, you know, probably for your plates, bowls, cups, things like that. Microwave right over to the side with a hood underneath, having both your light and fan. And then you have the Dometic fridge freezer combo. This unit does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Cut out there for some taller items, and then you have the drawers right down below. If we take a look over to the side, this is our super slide, folks. You have your sofa right here, a leatherette just like your chairs, which is great because it makes it easy to clean. The thing I like about this jackknife sofa though is the fact you have an armrest. So you have built-in armrests on the side, plus this one right here. It almost kind of feels like theater seating, you know, like a nice armchair. It does make it a lot more comfortable to sit in. And then you also get the 2 cup holders there. Now, because it is a jackknife sofa, this one does drop down into a bed, and you get all of the storage underneath. That's probably one of the biggest advantages of a jackknife style sofa is all that additional storage. Speaking of storage, got a little bit more right up top here. Windows, you see you have windows on both sides of the slide. Another one here, big one by the table to let in, again, all the natural light there. Dual USB ports right in between. So again, allows you to charge some electronics. Dinette, you can easily sit 4 people at, maybe 6 if you cram in. It's a pretty good sized dinette. This does drop down into a bed as well, folks. So If you want that additional sleeping space, all you have to do is remove the legs right here from the flanges and the floor as well as the table. Table sits down along these rails, take the cushions, throw them on top, and that will give you additional sleeping space. There is lighting underneath too. If we flip that on, you can see kind of the accent lighting right there underneath both sides of the dinette. Right up here is your entertainment center. If you want to watch TV, they did put a backer in the wall so you know where to mount it. Your connections for that, your cable inlet and booster, as well as the electrical outlet right there. This is actually your speaker selector. So you can see here, you can have it inside, outside, or if it's right in between, that is both inside and outside at the same time. And that is directly related to your multimedia center right here. That unit is Bluetooth capable. You'll see you have the speakers right here as well. Underneath, additional storage, and then you have storage on the top here too. So we take a look at the bathroom here. You'll see right down next to me is your foot flush lever toilet. Just to give you an idea of size, I do have sufficient legroom here. I'm pretty wide in the shoulders, so this is a little bit tight for me between the door and the countertop here. But, you know, again, it's not terrible. Obviously, it is manageable. Right over to the side is the countertop. You do have the space right over here, so you have a spot to, you know, put your toothbrush, curling iron, hair dryer if you need to set that stuff down. Electrical outlet there to plug that in. And you have additional storage there underneath. You also have a mirrored medicine cabinet with storage up top. Over to the side is the tub shower. I'll stand in here for you. I'm about 6 foot to give you an idea. I do need to be up in the vent in order to prevent hitting my head. So again, if you're taller than 6 foot, you probably are going to have to duck down to be able to effectively take a shower. But the thing I do like about the tub, one, if you have little ones, you can give them a bath. And two, because the tub wall comes up higher than your shower, you have a much better chance of your shower curtain staying in here so you're not going to make a mess, have a bunch of water all over the floor. You also have the hand wand here to wash up nice and easy, and the shelf for your soap and shampoo. The master bedroom has a slider door for privacy, and you get the queen bed here. This is an RV queen, so 60 by 74. It also has storage underneath, so if you have some larger items you want to store in there, you can see there's definitely plenty of storage under the bed. Both sides have wardrobe hanging space. You can see the hanging rod going across there. And then connecting the two, you have the shelf here as well with an LED light underneath. Both sides of the bed have big nightstands there. Great thing about this is if you have like little pets, maybe smaller dogs, cats that camp with you, they can kind of snuggle up right next to the bed with you. You'll also see you have electrical outlets there. So if you need to plug in any cell phones, you can. And the space is plenty enough to house a CPAP machine as well. Right down here, you will see you have a dirty clothes hamper. So what you do is you have a handle, you just lift that up, put a laundry basket right there in your pass-through. That way you have a spot to put all your dirty clothes. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2660 RL. Right up front is your power tongue jack. This makes it really easy to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle. All you have to do is flip the switch here and raise and lower the tongue. You'll also see you have a light up front, so if you flip that switch on, it gives you some added visibility at night. Behind that are your two 20-pound propane tanks with a cover. To get in that cover, just undo the two thumb screws, lift the door, and you're in. And then right behind that are your rails for your battery. You'll notice it is big enough that if you want two batteries there, you have enough space. Coming up the front is diamond plating to help protect the front end from some of the rocks and debris that will get thrown up by your tow vehicle. And you'll see this right here, folks, which this one does come with the industry-leading 3-year structural warranty on there. Coming around to the side, you'll see the pass-through. Nice big door on this side, a little bit smaller on the other because you have the bump out. But either way, it is still a large pass-through, allowing for several items to be stored in there. When you drop down, you'll see the switch here, and what that operates is your power stabilizer jacks. Now, bear in mind, folks, these are not levelers. You still want to have the coach leveled out, but these do stabilize the coach so it doesn't rock when you're walking around, and having them being powered means it's less work for you, so it's easier to set up and tear down camp. This one does have two entrances, one of them which is right here. This one will lead into the bedroom. The main entrance on this coach will be the one in the back. Both of them do have the foldable 3 steps on here. You'll also notice the grab handle, so it just gives you, a little more support when entering or exiting this RV. Power awning on here, touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have that go back in, and it has an LED light strip that is sewn into the fabric. The reason I like that is because it doesn't matter if you have the awning rolled up like it is right now, partially out or fully extended. Either way, you can turn on the LED light switch and you will have light. So, you know, some of the awnings you have to roll all the way out to be able to use the lights. Definitely not the case here. You'll also see that you have 2 outside speakers. Again, those are controlled by that multimedia center inside. I showed you that little switch on how to have it play out here. Outside shower located here on the door side. This is pretty rare. Most of the time this is in the back, or more often than not on the off door side. But I like it right here because it's a lot more usable. You need water access, you know, you need to wash some dishes. You have hot water access right there. You need to wash off your feet before you go in the camper. It is right there as well, so that is pretty handy. If you need to plug anything in while you're out here, that'll be right back here. You see your electrical outlet, so whether you're charging a cell phone or plugging in a blender, Margaritaville machine, I don't know, whatever it is, that will allow you to do it. As I mentioned, secondary, or your primary entrance rather, right there. This switch right here is for your 2 rear stabilizer jacks, the one up front obviously for the front 2. So we come around to the back. If you drop down right below here, you'll see this one does have the propane quick connect. So if you want to hook a grill up back here, you can do that. You'll also notice your square tubular bumper with end cap. So that way you can pop these off. It gives you a great place to store your sewer hose. While we're down here, you'll also see, you kind of see anyway, this right here, this one does have a fully enclosed underbelly, so that way, you know, and it is heated as well. It has forced air blowing in there, so if you're in the cooler seasons, it'll help keep that a little bit warmer in there. Plus, it'll help keep all the road grime off and hopefully keep rodents out in the off season. Back to the back here, mounted on this bumper is your spare tire. Hopefully you never have to use it, but in the event that you do, having it right here in the back tire is probably one of the easiest places to access it. Your 30-amp power cord is housed right here. Nice and simple. You can just pull it out just like so. When you're done, just push it right back in. The large rear picture window right here, as I had mentioned, you'll see that it does open, so you can have some airflow there. But again, big window, so if you have that beautiful view, you will definitely love it with this floor plan. And right up above that is your backup camera prep. If you want backup camera, having the prep's not a bad idea. It makes it easier to install, therefore will save you money on labor. Right down here is your termination. You will see that your gray tank valve as well as your black tank valve are located right there too. And then right up front behind your pass-through are your 2 water inlets, city water here on the right and your fresh water to fill your fresh water tank on the left. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2018 Keystone Springdale SS or Summerland Series 2660 RL. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.